Hi, this is the voice of Heidie Calero with another interesting economic capsule, and this time it's related to 52% of the population in Puerto Rico, which are females, and I'm one of them. So I'm trying to teach you, or at least share with you information that will assist you in analyzing public policy, requesting from our legislators and our administration the needs that we as the majority of the population have, and that perhaps they are not being considered right now. The first graph that I'm depicting for you is women in population. That's the share of women as of the total population from 1950, when we were 50% of the population. It has been climbing up to 2020, which is 52% of the population. That has sort of stabilized. Remember, we have a declining population. It's aging as we speak, but we still have more than 50% of the population is women. Women are more than men, even by age groups, as I'm showing in this second graph. The columns are depicting age groups. The first one is from 15 to 29 years of age, and there women are 98% of men. So men surpass women in terms of this age group. But thereafter, from 20 years onwards through 75, dramatically in 75 years of age, women are 141% of men in that same age bracket. And of course, the life expectancy of women is higher than for men. We women last like on average 83 years of age. Men are more or less on 80 years of age. So definitely that is part of the explanation of why even at 75 years of age, we surpass men in that age group. And that has different ramifications, patterns of consumption, what is happening in terms of poverty levels. Remember, poverty in Puerto Rico, as in many places in the world, has a female face. Let's look at the third graph that I'm depicting for you in terms of all this, the ramifications of all these demographic trends, and that is heads of families. Again, using census data from 1980 through 2020. The first column is the census of 1980. The magenta shaded area in the column indicates that 20% of the heads of families, of almost 758,000 families that were available in 1980, 20% of them were headed by a woman, female heads of families, whereas men, sole men, 3%, and the either the traditional family or a man and a woman taking care of the family was 77%. Notice 4 decades forwards, moving forward in 2020, from 20% that were females heads of families, now there are 34% females heads of families, again as a percentage of 810,000 families. Men have also increased their participation, 3% down to up to 10%. Again, divorce, the division of the household, two families, two households, as they are split after marriage. Who takes care of the children? Well, there are men who are also heads of families. And the traditional family is about 56% with a man and a woman as head of families. Well, all this also has enough consequences as to what is the participation of women in the labor force. After all, if they are heads of families, they must take care of the needs of their families, not just relying on maybe if a divorce was present, what alimony or child support they receive. In many cases, they have to fend for themselves. And that's the next graph that I'm depicting for you. Female participation. In 1980, the magenta line that you see there shaded in that column was 28%, whereas men's were 61%. Notice what has happened in 2020 of that labor force participation rate, which by the way has been declining. We are seeing 48% are men, declining from 61%, but women have increased from 28% down to up to 33%. The need makes women come to the labor force, and we need to address the issues that they may have so that their participation rate may increase further. The next graph depicts, this is the dilemma that we are facing, not from just the last 4 decades, but even further along, and it's the wage gap. And this is, I'm depicting here in 2020, the wage gap by occupation. The first column is in managerial occupations. Well, women receive 81% of the compensation of men. In services, they receive 72%. In sales, they receive 84%. In construction, they receive 77%. Only in production occupations do they receive the same as men with 100%. And then the last graph that I'm depicting here, so that you understand that the wage gap is not only by occupation, but it is also by education. We see here less than high school. The first 2 columns that you see there, the blue ones, are male receiving a compensation of approximately $11,700 with less than high school on an annual basis. That's really not enough to survive here in Puerto Rico. But women, it's even worse, $9,100. Remember, many of the unemployed even have either high school diploma or less than high school diploma. And there are many women who are heads of families. They are in this wage bracket. The wage gap is just poverty. The next one is high school. Again, the same thing exists. The gap is still there. 16,000 for men, 12,900 for women. And if you go up the ladder, even at graduate degrees, $44,200 is the average compensation of males compared to $32,200 for women. This wage gap for the same labor, women should also be paid the same. And we need also women to be encouraged to come back to the labor force, participate more fully. And for that, they have children, small children who are in education, who are in school, or who are toddlers. They need somebody to take care of them. We need further daycare centers, either because as a public policy of the family services of this administration, because we need women to come back to the labor force and participate and make this island again in terms of that road to economic growth. If you like these economic capsules, don't forget to give us a like in the voice of Heidie Calero and subscribe in YouTube. We record these capsules every Thursday so that you enjoy them and really become educated as to the workings of an economy. And remember, the economy is all of us. Thank you.